Gina is the new head of household, but could the final Pringles party of the season change the course of the game? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. It's day 58 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Gina is the head of household, securing herself a spot in the final 6. Who will she nominate for eviction? We'll find out tomorrow. And what will happen in the final Pringles party of the season? We'll find out shortly. But first, I had a very, very long day today, so I'm going to try and make this quick. Don't laugh. Because I was driving to work and my low oil light came on in my car, and that's the one thing you cannot ignore, right? Low tire pressure, well, I guess low fuel you shouldn't ignore either, but check engine, I'm not saying you should ignore those, but you can put other things off, but low oil, like if you run out of oil for your engine, that's bad. So I made sure I got that done, but it took about 3 hours from the time I left work to go there, to wait for it, to get it done, to go home. So I was way behind. And then, of course, the Survivor premiere had to be 2 hours. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but it had to be 2 hours on a day I was already way behind and have to do a double Pringles party. Like, come on. But don't worry, I will not spoil because I know some people haven't watched, but Carolyn is basically Glow's long-lost daughter. Just putting it out there. And I'm already rooting for her to win. And Danny, the firefighter, cha-cha-cha. Okay, so yes, I will try and make it quick. I already went on already went off track. But congratulations, Javier from Season 7 on graduating university! You are so smart, SM Marty. You are so smart, SM Marty. Also, Jimmy Carter is alive. Yeah. Okay, nobody cares anymore. You're like the boy who cries wolf, and, it gets annoying after a while that, you claim you're gonna kick the bucket and then you don't. So anyway, let's... But we love you anyway. Gina actually sent a picture in the main chat of the Jimmy Carter, I want to say presidential library, or presidential whorehouse, I don't know, something, burlesque house. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. My mother's also following this Alex Murdaugh murder thing trial. Listen, the Crown's lawyer went on for 5 hours in his final speech, or his final, concluding arguments. 5 hours. If I'm a juror and you go on for 5 hours trying to convince me that the fucker is guilty, I'm purposely going to go not guilty because you wasted 5 hours of my life. There is no way you're telling me that you cannot condense that speech into an hour. Like, fuck off. I could drive from New York to Boston and back in the time it took that asshole to say his speech. I don't even know who he is. I'm not even following. But just when my mother told me it was 5 hours, I'm like, of course you watched all of it. And of course some moron thought it would be smart. Like, who thinks it's smart in 2023 when people have no attention span to go on for 5 hours saying the exact same thing that the guy's guilty? So yeah, if I was a defense attorney, I would just say, you all want to go home? Here, I just saved you 5 hours. Get my guy off and you can go. But it was the same thing that the OJ lawyer did. That woman, what was her name? Marsha Wallace, Mrs. Krabappel, I don't know. But she just went on and on and on and on and on, and it pissed the jury off. And even the Michael Jackson lawyer, the Crown's lawyer, went on and on and on and on. And yeah, so anyway. Oh, good, I got sidetracked again. Lovely. What was I talking about? Oh, Jimmy Carter, okay. So you remember when I said I'm not going to date another guy for like 2 weeks? Yeah, I'm approaching that point. So I met another guy on Hinge who is not, what's the word I'm looking for? He's attractive in a non-obvious way, which means he's ugly. But there's just something about him that I really, really like. He actually reminds me. Oh, I shouldn't say the name because I just. He's not actually ugly. He's what's the word when you got to look for it? No, he's an acquired taste. He's somebody who's not obviously attractive when you look at him, but it gets better the more you stare at the screen. So he reminds me of Owen. Who, when I first saw a picture, mind you, when I first saw a picture of Owen for the Backyard Big Brother Season 7 cast reveal, I thought, wow. So, I don't know what I'm thinking, but Owen is not obviously attractive when you first look at him. Then when you take 5 seconds for your eyes to do that thing where they focus, then you're like, oh, yep. So, yeah. I love you, Owen. Okay, let's move on. So my whole point about that, again, I got sidetracked. I know a lot of sex terms, including S&M ones, and he randomly mentioned that, well, not randomly, we got to that point by talking dirty, that we should try something. And it was something that I'd never heard before. So I looked it up, and I'm very much interested in trying this with him or with anyone. So for fun, I'm going to give the first letter, and each day I'll give another letter until somebody gets it. Now, I was going to make this a competition, but it's not fair to the straight people, or the Mormons. So, well, actually, they probably do a lot of sex, yeah. I'll never forget, the best way if you're a bus driver, when 2 Jehovah's Witnesses get on your bus and try to talk to you about Jesus, the best way to get them off your bus is to say to them, I have a question for you. Yes. Would your God be mad at my God if we had a threesome? They automatically go ding and they get off the bus right away. Totally used that when I was at Brampton Transit. Okay, let's see here. So the first letter is D. Okay, D. I'm very curious if anybody can get this gay. It has to be with 2 men, sex term. I'm very, very excited. And no, the word is not Dustin, okay? Like, get over yourself. Okay, so let's move on to... Oh, I did say when I made that Henry VIII speech at the end of yesterday's episode that the order was Alex, Kendra, Alex, and then I said Dustin, Dustin, Penny, Dustin, Dustin, Penny. I just brain fart. I meant to say Dustin, Dustin, Gina, Dustin, Dustin, Gina. I don't know why I said Penny. Clearly I had Penny on the mind. Knock, knock, knock. But at least now I'm thinking about her. I mean, she's in the final 7, so now she's definitely on the map. Okay, so the Liberal Party. So Davey is the last remaining Liberal, and I removed Curtis from the Liberal chat. And it was so funny that today's March, or yesterday was March 1st. The Liberals last spoke February 1st, right after Kendra was evicted. So they hadn't spoken in a month. I didn't realize it was that long. That's how time flies. But it's just crazy that for a month, Davey and Curtis could have used that chat, and they never did. So Kendra clearly was the glue that held the Liberals together. You're welcome. Okay, so also local political news. Mayor Bonnie Apple Crumble Pie of Mississauga, who I love, she is considering running for leader of the Liberal Party, and I would absolutely vote for her in a heartbeat. I love her. Tiffany hates her, though. Tiffany's mother really hates her because apparently she claims she's Ukrainian, but she's not, and it was a whole thing. I'm not getting into that. But anyway, Alex won yesterday in the head of household competition. He won a Monopoly advantage. So Alex, by 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, you must publicly in the group chat declare which of the 3 advantages you want. We have short-term protection, long-term protection, or cash. Short-term protection means that the first 5 times you land on anybody else's property, you do not have to pay. First 5 times. Long-term protection, you can choose any single property, one property, and if you land on it at any point in the competition, you never have to pay. Sorry, did I say single property? No, I'm going to upgrade it. Single color set. So you can choose a single color set, and you never have to pay when you land on that. Finally is cash. Every time you pass go, collect double money. And Michael did have this last season, and he won, although a couple of people had it. But Michael did have it, and he won with this. So there's pros and cons to each one. Short-term protection, you don't have to pay the first 5 times, but those could be low amounts, and once they're gone, they're gone. Long-term protection, you don't have to pay when landing on a color set, but if you never land on that color set, then it's worthless. right? And then cash means you get $400 each time you pass go, which is good. But at the same time, if your rolls are low, like 2s, 3s, and 4s, you might never, well, you will pass go once, but you might not pass it repeatedly. So pros and cons to each, pick whichever one you like, and congratulations. If Alex is evicted before the Monopoly competition, he will not get to bequeath this. Okay, so let's see here. I forgot to mention in yesterday's episode, Gina won the final unclaimed Monopoly color set, which was, as expected, purple, Mediterranean Avenue, and Baltic Avenue. So now we have Gina with the purple. Dustin is light blue and pink. Alex is orange. Gina is red. Dustin is yellow. Alex is green. Dustin is dark blue. Penny is railroads. Utilities is Alex. Which means of the 7 house guests, only 4 have properties. And Penny only has railroads. So really it's Alex, Gina, and Dustin who are completely dominating that. I don't think I've ever had 4 out of 7 only having pieces. Maybe season 6, but even then I feel like, well, Corey couldn't have. Rhonda had something. Brooke didn't. Oh, maybe season 6. I can't remember who else would have had stuff. Hearn, not really. I think Andrew had a couple things, but yeah, overall not much. So Jonathan, Davey, and Zachy don't have any Monopoly color sets, so we'll see how that works out. Okay. She also gave her extra slip to Dustin, which means when we get to the wheel, I'll explain the probabilities there, but no, I'll do it now. Dustin has an extra wedge on the wheel, or an extra slip, and Gina, from winning the luxury competition, has an extra slip. So Jonathan cannot be landed on. That means that Zachy, Davey, Alex, and Penny each have a 12.5% or 1 in 8 chance of being landed on. Mind you, we spin it twice. And Dustin and Gina each have 25%. Fun fact, everybody chose Ranch. And I don't think Ranch has been selected at all this season. Oh, Glow selected Ranch week 2. So everybody went with Ranch, but don't worry. If you're the second person landed on, you'll get the cheddar one. So don't worry about that. Yeah, there was something else I wanted to say about that. And somebody did ask, if I land on the same person the second time, do they get 2? No. Just like with the first round of Pringles, when we're on seconds, if you get picked, you do not get to be picked again. So I would spin the wheel until I get somebody new the second time. Okay, so before we get to the Pringles party, one last thing. It's time to get to Gina's head of household bedroom. I'm Gina, aka Gina, I'm Joanne's spirit animal. Who wants to see my boobs? Yay! Now that you've seen my 49 double Qs, let's go up the stairs to my head of household bedroom. Now my boobs are so big and I'm so tired. I'm really tired. So I'm just going to do some Harry Potter black magic and, click my fingers and magically get up the stairs. Here we go. My Harry Potter magic didn't work, but that's okay. I'll open my legs real wide for some big black that's better. Okay, we're up the stairs. Now let's enter my room. Look at all these beautiful photos of my boobs on the wall. I love looking at pictures of my boobs. And there's a little teeny tiny picture of my husband Mike right there in the corner. Anyway, oh look, the video is coming down. Yay!
Just a quick message from your loved one to say congratulations. Gina, it's Mike Pumpkin, your loved one. Congratulations on being HOH. Boop, 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 boop. It's almost as good as getting one of those big idols from Survivorland. Congrats on maneuvering it this far, for being the queen of the town. I hope you are given a crown. I hope you are given a platter of cheesecakes with various flavors and textures, and that you continue to crush this game, that you take care of yourself during this, but you also bring people down. Sending lots of love, lots of joy and a little bit of like cutthroat to the rest of this game. Have fun, enjoy your moment of HOAing, and much love from me and the cat. Meow. You got this. Boop, 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 boop.
I love you, Mike. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Now, house guests, I need some time to think about my nominations. Orgasm done! Done, done, done. So now let's all order Taco Bell and have diarrhea. Okay. Thank you, Gina, for that. And thank you, Mike, for submitting that lovely video. Love your cat. Love you more. It's time to get to the final Pringles party of the season. Okay, here we go. This is so exciting. Last week, This Is So Exciting was a puzzle on Wheel of Fortune. That was so funny. Okay, so... That's right. Okay, so, again, Dustin has an extra wedge given by Gina, which is pink. Everybody else is on there once. Gina has an extra wedge from the luxury competition, and everybody else, like I said, is on there once, except Jonathan, who said no the first time. Okay, is everybody ready? I'm going to do a hard spin the first time and a light spin the second time. Here we go. The first one, which is ranch, goes to... Here we go! That's Davey! That is red for Davey Liberal. Okay, interesting. So Davey will get the ranch. And now, in order to save time, I'm just going to spin the second time and then we'll do it all at once. So Davey has ranch. The cheddar one goes to... This will be a light spin. Okay. Ooh. Very light. Very moist. Gina! Gina gets the cheddar. So, and that was not the extra one that you won. So the extra one made no difference. Completely wasted our time with the luxury comp. Anyway. Okay, so... Davey... Gina, you have really, really good luck with the Pringles party. You were picked week 1, and then you were picked again. That's crazy. Meanwhile, Davey had to wait till the very end. He got his last week, and now he gets his second one right away. Which, by the way, you people had 80,000 chances to get rid of Davey, including next to somebody with a poo. You didn't evict him at all these last 5 weeks, and now he's about to get his second something. So that's your problem. Okay, let's get to the ranch, which is what Davey's gonna get. As, what's that George Lucas would say? Ranch! Oh, ranch! Let's all eat a bunch of ranch! 'Cause I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. Hungry for a big old juicy ranch. Okay. Here we go, it's ranch time! We all know what's gonna happen, but, you know, gotta make it suspenseful. It's creamy, it's salty, it's garlicky, it's savory, all in one. And it's got onion, but without the sour cream, which I appreciate. So it is good! So Davey, let's find out what you won. Davey has won. I love how Michael tried to call it, which is a bit wrong. The Amethyst Power of Veto. The Amethyst Power of Veto was introduced in Season 5. It was won by Rai Rai, who took it home with him when he quit, bastard. Then Andrew had it in Season 6, did not play it correctly. And last season, Jenna had it. She traded it in for Monopoly money because we were past the point of its existence. It's never been actually used successfully. The Amethyst Power Veto allows you in any week, up to and including the week of the final 6, so you only have this week and next week, to veto or nullify 2 eviction votes. You get to nullify 2 eviction votes. You can use this if you are the head of household, a nominee, or a voter to nullify 2 eviction votes. You cannot split them into 1 and 1. You have to use both at once. So you can veto 2 eviction votes either this week or next week. Yeah, and you do have to indicate which 2 you are vetoing. You cannot do so after the vote is done. Yeah, so you have to say I'm vetoing Curtis and Claire, for instance. Okay, well done. Now it's time to get to the second Pringles party, which is cheddar. So we already know that it's going to Gina. Okay, Gina, you ready? Here we go, Gina. Cheddar. What I really like about cheddar, let's see if I can get a good shot, is it's like really well, actually it doesn't look that orange. It's more orangey in person than on the screen. Okay, ready? I know what Nicole's gonna say. Well, maybe if you got a new computer we can see that it's orange. Yeah, fuck you, Nicole. Okay. Love you. Even though it's not a sharp cheddar, it's kind of like this cheddar that you get in Kraft KD mac and cheese. And I love KD mac and cheese. So, a nice cheddar taste. Yeah, not the best, but it's definitely good. Okay. Gina, Miss Horseshoe 2023. Let's see. For the last time this season, what you've won. The Ruby Power Veto. So, the Ruby Power Veto is a bit cursed. Season 4, Brenda took it home with her. Season 5, Rai took it home with him, asshole. Season 6, I love you. Season 6, Amethyst took it home with her. Now, Season 7, Javier defeated the curse in that he didn't take it home with him, but he never played it. He, again, exchanged it for more Monopoly money when we got to that point. So, it's never actually been used for its Big Brother purpose, but the Ruby Power Veto allows you, on a week where the Golden Power Veto is used, to veto the other nominee as well, forcing the head of household to name 2 new nominees. You are safe if you use the Ruby Power Veto, and you are also safe from rocks if you use the Ruby Power Veto. And the head of household will still get the ability to name the 2 replacement nominees. And there was something very important I had to say. Oh, and if the Golden Power Veto is not used, then the Ruby Power Veto has no power. You can only use the Ruby if the regular Golden Veto is used to save the other nominee. If the Golden Veto is not used, this can't be used. And again, you can only use it up to and including the week of the final 6. And you're head of household this week, so I highly doubt you would want both nominees to come off, considering you'd be getting a lot of blood on your hands. So I have a feeling you're going to be saving this for next week, Gina. So that's it. Every single power now that can possibly be won, except for possibly the hidden immunity idol if it has not been found. I don't know if it has or hasn't. Well, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. But everything else is now out there. There is nothing new coming. I'm just dumping from in my head. No, there's nothing new coming. So you know, with a month left to go, less than a month, what's in and what's out. Okay, with that said, who will Gina nominate for eviction? And we will pick players for the last time for the Golden Power Veto competition tomorrow. Saturday is Extra Whip, where Curtis will dish the dirt with myself, Corey, Rhonda, Michael, and Joanne. Sunday is the Golden Power Veto competition. Monday, the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 2 nominees will plead their case. And Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition, where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house, get impeached from Congress, and lose their shot at the $800 cash prize. I'm Edgar Chefs Moonves. Take care, and remember, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Good night.